All right. Good morning to you. We've got a big earthquake here we're going to talk about right now. So, breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. Well, I'm laughing at somebody else's expense. I apologize. How bad am I, right? Well, anyway, we had a 7.4 here. Just about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours ago. Original time came in at 12:52 a.m. 4:23 my time. I don't know. Right now it's 5:16, so maybe a couple hours ago. The tsunami says it is a tsunami threat. It was 5 miles or 6 miles deep, 7.4 near the off the coast of Honshu, Japan. You know that 8.8 we had, now there's 2 7s in this generalized area here, Japan. So we'll see what's what here as we analyze what's happening. Good morning to you. Again, it's 4:24 here in the West. And it's early. I woke up at 3, didn't know why. That's because of the earthquake. Yeah. I'm sitting there laying in bed going, should I get up? Should I not? Yeah. So I decided, let's check see what's what. And whoa! Anyway, let's go right to it. USGS has it at 7.4, and it says it's an earthquake off Miyako, Japan. According to the result of the thrust faulting near the subduction zone interface plate boundary between the Pacific and North American plates, moment tensor solutions are consistent with the east-west oriented compression expected in this region and suggest slip occurred along the plate interface. At the location of this earthquake, the Pacific moves approximately westward relative to the North American plate. Yes, Japan's in North America, everybody. At a velocity of 83 millimeters a year, subducting beneath the Japan and in the Japan Trench and dipping to the west beneath Japan. Yeah. Note that some researchers divide this area region into several microplates that together define the relative motions among the larger Pacific, North America, and Eurasia plates. This includes the Okhotsk and Amur microplates located to this earthquake that are part of the North American and Eurasia respectively. While commonly plotted as points on maps, earthquakes of this size are more appropriately described as slip over a larger fault area. Reverse thrust faulting events of this size, April 20th, 26, earthquake is typically about 70 kilometers long or 30 kilometers wide in size. So the rip or the slide, whatever slipped underneath there, 70 kilometers wide, right? Or long, right? Do you understand? And 35 kilometers wide. So, God bless. What's that size? I'll tell you in a minute here. How many feet? How many miles is 70 km? About 43 miles. So 50 miles just went slipped underneath. Right? It's a 50-mile wide section of the planet just slipped underneath Japan. This region around the M7 that we just had, earthquake active, has hosted many large 7+ earthquakes in the past 100 years. 36 earthquakes of M7 or larger have occurred within 250 kilometers of this event. Notably, this earthquake occurred 192 kilometers to the north of the March 11th M9.1 Tohoku earthquake. This much larger, Tohoku quake generated a deadly tsunami that led to extensive destruction along the Japanese coast and propagated throughout the Pacific Basin. Approximately 16,000 people died in that other one. The more recent 7.6 December 8th of 25, the Aomori Prefecture earthquake occurred 137 kilometers to the northwest of this event and resulted in at least 32 injuries and 4,000 buildings damaged. So yes, this is the second event, 7.4, and they got it the December 8th of 25 that occurred. So remember that. I do, and because we were watching the 8.8, now we're going to go to the magnitudes, the body weight. Body weight's kind of low, so yeah. It's just barely a 7. Just barely a 7. Just barely a 7. Not even a 7. It's 6.9. What was it? Now, moment magnitude scale is what USGS and modern seismologists use. And there is a bit of subjectivity to it. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. What it means is they add the equivalency of damage to it. So this, I don't even equate this near 7.4, but they do because of its depth. And you can see, thrust faulting here. This is the doohickey. Hold on a second. Apologize. And declare it, man. 82 people felt this earthquake and reported it to the USGS. We can look at what's happening in Japan. Oh, maybe not. Doing J-Quake. I often check out J-Quake. Right now we have a 4.4 in that same area, so it is still rock and rolling. Now, they equated as a 7.7 at 1652. Here we are right now at 1944. So, merely 3 hours ago. I tend to say what Japan is on this one is the more correct. But the sensors, through the USGS, it's Silky's already got it out there, a 7.5. I guess it came in as a 7.5. Just looking at the USGS, I don't think it was too crazy of an earthquake, but I don't know what the tsunamis. So Senrikyu, all right. Let me see what I can see. Senrikyu earthquake. All right. See if I can find any news on it. Usually for some of the places along the internet, I mean, I see some shaking going along. It's not too severe. The December 9th of 25, that's, they have that. And of course, the April 20th, that's today. A lot of people showing earthquakes from the past, from the 2011 tsunami that came in and just devastated Japan. This was a little bit south.
An earthquake of maximum measured intensity of 1 occurred.
It just came in and said, hello, there's an earthquake. It just happened. So you can see a 7746, 5444, 4348, 4549, and now another 4.5 that just came in. A tsunami effect, you can see the yellow tells you where the tsunami effect could happen. I'm not seeing on 44 minutes ago. I'm not seeing anything tsunami hit. 3 hours ago, people are watching. 15 minutes ago. Yeah. They're looking at Miyako, Kuji, and Yeah, a lot of ships are going out of. Let me see if I can get it. Japan issues earthquake advisory off the coast areas, Hokkaido, Sanriki, Japan. Tsunami included as authorities. All right, so okay, the update: tsunami threat has passed for the 7.4 earthquake. Authorities say no further action is required. So it seems to be okay. Now, there is a slight chance of a larger earthquake. And when we see some of these earthquakes in the past, we've seen the Nankai Trough go off. So when this happens, there is that possibility. I'm sure my boy Canuck is watching. He's up. He's up early anyway. Yeah, the Japan released the information saying there's a tsunami threat, but now we're past that threat. So, looking here, here's the tsunami threat that we had. This is the message that went out. Wait, I guess that's it, huh? Yeah, and I guess it's past the time. If it was going to be a pretty small, tsunami. Now, these people have it as a 35 kilometers in depth. We have it at, what, 6 miles, so it's not 35. Maybe it's like 10 or 12 kilometers. But that could be just the catch-all. Maximum wave height, 0.16 meters. We can look at the buoys over there. Oh yeah, 3 buoys. Check it out. 3 buoys felt this. The Nankai Trough area. Wow. Way out here in the. Yeah. Let me see if I can view the event details on this one. All right. Yeah, wasn't too. It just dropped. Boom, boom. That's it. So nothing to worry there. The Nankai Trough. You can see what it looks like. Yeah, it just barely registered. So it shook, but it just barely registered. So that's why we're getting the alerts on the buoys. See, now this buoy really showed it. So again, looking at this, and still have a tsunami warning there. Hold on. Apologize, I'm still congested here from waking up. Let me look at what Japan over here has to say. All right. Go to this one. This is another Japan stream here. Tsunami, evacuate. Yeah, they don't play around. When there's tsunamis, or big earthquakes, they don't play around. So get, you can see there is a bunch of still. It's quaking. It's going to quake for a while. Japan catches these things pretty well because they're situated to such a degree. So this would be the effects of half a meter out here and over here you can see. So the effects would be more inland as you come into the bays in Japan. That would be more serious. and this is the wave heights. So obviously this didn't really rock and roll that hard. You see Kiryushi, even a wave height of 1 meter. 1 meter is pretty good. So what would happen would be if the earth or if the water was flat, the entire ocean and to the horizon would raise 1 meter, and it would come in. All right. So hey, that's a lot of water, you know. Looking at here at my buddy over here at Muzzy's site, you can see Japan still quaking a little bit. Nothing severe out here. Muzzy has a Dynamic Earth community live over here on Twitch. I do support them, and he's a great dude, very helpful. They're knowledgeable with the seismograms, and they watch quite a bit of the Earth. Back to the USGS. I thought I could just click that again. Let's see. This is the radiation. So again, they've got it at okay. Now they've got it at 35 kilometers. It was 6, you know. Yeah, 35 kilometers. So it is kind of deep. And looky here. Let's go ahead and refresh this. So the bigger earthquake hit here, and then it went there. Oh, first here, there, and then now here. The 5.0 just happened. It looks like it's transferring south. Now, what is it, December 8th? Yeah, I'm going to try to look up December 8th for you. And I'll tell you the difference. Looking up the earthquake catalog. And let me do 4.5. So it'd be 25, 12, and then 8, 25, 12, and 8. Oh my God. No, custom, and then look at Japan. You want to look at just Japan. Use that region and search. All right. So this is by comparison, okay? There we go. Latest earthquakes right here, all right? I'm going to try and do a split screen on here for you. All right. So zooming in. Whoops, sorry. Try to do a little split screen for you. We can go ocean, just for shits and giggles. Give you a little bit of contrast, right? So easier to see on your eyeballs. There we go. All right, the 7.6. 7.6 wasn't too far from here. What was it, like 192 difference, right? So it took place right here. This one took place right here. So a rip and a rip. And we're only talking 4 months. Right? And then it's settled in the deeper part right out here. Now we've got this happening and then kind of moving that direction. Now, this is all the on the right hand side. These are everything above 4.5. On the left side is everything, and I could just go like that, right? That'll help you. So a 7.4 and a 7.6. the Amori prefecture up in the north, where the hatchet is here. At least 10 earthquakes took place that are larger than 4.5 in this region. And right now we're at 5 earthquakes at 4.5 and up. All right. You can see on average after a large earthquake, it goes 5.5, 5, 6 at a 6, and right now we have 5, 6, 5, and we could get a 6. That's not unusual. Usually it'll be 1 to 2 6s, and then 1 to 2, or more than that, several 5s and a lot of 4s. That's kind of the trend. But if we're looking at large earthquakes over this area for the past year. All right. See if I can. Oh, there I go. And I can do 26. God, my shoulder's hurting. 4. Right, and over that same area. This is all of Japan over that same area, right? Since that date. There's 204 earthquakes in this region. As you can see, a concentration here, but it is transferring south. That's the trend. Right? Now, Japan and the Kuril Islands do have quite a bit, right? The 8.8 took place right up here and migrated 400 miles south. This whole half of the island moved, some 2 meters, and then over time it moved longer. But you can see there's a concentration of earthquakes here, along this pattern, as the Pacific plate, the entire Pacific plate, went underneath the North American plate, which goes all the way to here. Now, as you can see, not a whole lot's gone down here, right? So if I back this off and change my map size, I might be able to see. I'm only looking for trends, okay? So custom draw the map. Now I'm going to bring it further south, widen it out, bring it further north, widen it out, and you'll catch where the 8.8 happened. So use this region, and only 4.5 and above since let's see, since January 8th. All right, 2,800 earthquakes, right? So again, looking at the terrain here, you can see a massive amount of earthquakes, right? Now the 8.8 happened like right up in, that's a 7.8 that took place. There's a 7.4. There's a 7.8. There's the 8.8. All right. So bing, bing, bing. 3 massive earthquakes. Plenty of 6s, right? It kind of, this whole area is what moved massively. And we had 5 volcanoes explode at the same time as a result, or part of what's going on. Concentrating here, here's the 7.6 that took place December 8th. The 8.8, well, I don't even know the date on the 8.8. It's kind of what I'm looking up. Well, I could have done it this way. Largest magnitude first. Took place July 29. And then the next large 7.8 took place September 18th. Then another, the Japan quake hit December 8th, right? And then today's earthquake is 7.4. No, Miyako, Japan. So Japan had a couple of them. There's the 7.6. Strongest earthquakes. Okay. Russia had the 7.4. Same size as today's earthquake. Also, there's another one, right? And then, of course, 6.9. And Japan had a 6.8 on November 9th, right? So this quake hit before the 7 up here. So you can see the trend, what's happening. These are all related to what's going on, right? And you can see the angle, right, of the Pacific plate, which it moved radically here. And you can see how this area has rock and rolled, you know, for that time. And we did see the Nankai trough bounce at a 6.8 and then back up here at 6.7 and, you know, 6.6 back up to Russia. And then here's another Japan right at 6.5 and 6.4. So you can see the trend bouncing back and forth, both of these angles. And this region in the middle has moved, but it just maybe it slides easier or heavier, but you can see how it kind of bends. The Pacific plate's running right that direction. You know, see this angle here of the Hawaiian seamount, right? It used to run, the Pacific Ocean 50 million years ago used to run like this, you know, almost due north, but now it runs like that. And as such, it runs right into this area. So the Pacific is sliding, you know, we got this region here in Japan. Let me make sure you can't even see what I'm showing you, huh? No, you can't. Oh, shoot, howdy. I apologize. Let me fix that display capture. Wow. I apologize. There you go. All right. I was wondering, like, huh? All right. So the 8.8 took place up in here, okay? So watch. Here's the 8.8. Here's the 7.8. And then it goes down to Japan up in here, you know? So this happened in December 8th. Now, this is the largest earthquake. But in the sequence, this one down here took place first, right? Right there, 6.7. That happened 12/12, 4 days later. So let me zoom on out. So it's common to see this angle moving down, right? What's going on here? Today's earthquake, and there's the 8.8 coming to the 7.8, which is up there. Then Japan popped a strong one. And then here's a 7.4 that was today. Here's the 7.4 up in God bless it. You can't see that. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to get it. There you go. All right. So again, here's the 8.8. Here's the 7.8. Here's the today's earthquake. And then there's also this one. It took, or that's today's. This is the 7.6 Japan. All right. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. I'll just do this and you can see it that way. All right, here we go. because we're just trying to find the trend, okay? All right, so you can see. These are the 2,800 earthquakes that have happened since January 8th of last year. All right. Here's this one happened on July 29. Then right away, that happened on September 18th. And then today's earthquake, these are by size, of course, 12.8. That happened, 12.8. That's September 8th, or December 8th, okay? 7.6. So today's earthquake is real close to the other Japan quake, right? And then we go back up to Kamchatka, then back down here in Japan. Now, look where today's quake is, and look where the 6.8 happened here, right? Here's another Japan earthquake, way down south in the Nankai Trough. That's what's kind of expected. When this kind of happens, it goes down here. So that's why I always watch what's going on in Japan down there, right down there. 6.8, roughly a 7, right? If I looked at it, yep, another. Let's look at the origins. No. Okay, so it is kind of weak. Yeah, it's barely a 7. Just under a 7. Under a 7. 6. What do they have it? 6.8. That's what I have it as too. So, and again, that's not moment. It's just seismograms, right? So, this area does rock and roll. Now, if you remember, watching these 5s happen, these massive number of 5s. Right now, there's 124 of them. No, 131, sorry. All these earthquakes. Let me zoom in right here. Yeah, 100 of them. Bunch of 5s took place. And then, and on these 5s, when do they? They started January. May, right? Yeah, May. All right, right over here. Tatsugo. First Tatsugo was a 4.5, and that happened in June 21st. So this series happened, and then it went up here. All right. So again, it's crazy, but the 8.8 took place after this down here by a few months, right? That one's July. This started in June. So it started rocking and rolling just south of Nankai Trough, and we thought the Nankai Trough was going to pop. But look at it. Look where it's missing. Right here. Usually what happens in a Nankai Trough is you'll get 2 8s. That happens all the time. So in 1940s it happened, and all throughout history. We've done rabbit holes on this quite extensively. But just by analyzing what's happened, these all went off. And then recently, what was these ones? What was the date on these? This year was March, all right? This series of 5s started taking place. And I'm like going, what's going on? First this 5s were happening, and then this, right? But we did have some of these down here. And these were in 4-1. 320. 330. So these are happening this year as well. And this is 25, so. All right, so it looks like this series happened and then this and then this. So this whole region right here started rock and rolling. Then it went up here, blew a big old massive hole, and meaning a hole in our minds, right? With huge, three massive quakes, the 8.8, the 7.4, and the 7.8. And then here's a 7.4. Massive, massive. Bang, 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 bang. And then it migrated some 400 miles south and then stopped virtually. I mean, here's a 6.0. Here's a 6.2. You know, here's a 6. So a couple of 6s. And then we have, the 7.6 and then today's 7.4. But we did have a 6.8 right here. And in the meantime, we did have the 6.8 that happened down here in the Nankai. So the trend, right? But looking at what's been happening kind of recently, or just a little bit consistency, down here in the Isuzu Islands and the Volcano Islands of Japan, all part of the Tokyo prefecture here. And then down in the Marianas, right? I didn't go into the Marianas, but you can see the trend. This doesn't seem to move as much as this over here. And this is the, Philippine sea plate. Now, excuse me. God bless it. I'm going to do another search for you. And look at what's going on in the Philippines as a result of the same type of sequence. God bless it. Custom. Just want to compare. We have been talking a lot about what's been happening in the Philippine area, right? Oh, all right. Modify the search. I guess it was too serious. Oh, that's why. All right, so here we go. Just for shits and giggles. All right. Here's the Philippine area now. And go largest first. And remember, this is happening in the same time period as Japan's, right? So here's a 7.4 that took place down here on this year, the largest. That was April 1st. Here's a 7.4 that took place on October 10th, right here, just north of. Here's a 7.0 that took place February 22 of this year, on this year. This was kind of an odd. It really throws it. It's unusual, big time, that we get earthquakes over here. Okay, so something is really pressing. Here's a 6.9 that took place in September 30th of last year. Okay, that's a 6.9 that took place September. I think we had a September 7.8 up here in Kamchatka. So this banged, and then this banged, right? Right. Now we all remember what was going on right there, watching these. When this happens, like, whoa, that's an interesting one. And Can Lone started popping off, and um, uh, volcano that is, and another one up here started going off, Mayon, but this quake kind of shocked us here, and then Santiago banging off 6.7, 6.4 down here in the Malacca Sea, 6.4 back up here in January 7th, and this took place last year in Sulawesi. So large earthquakes down here, large earthquakes up here, large earthquakes right here, consistent big bangers down here. So as a result of this massive 8.8, we can see that the whole area has been moving pretty radically all the way down into the PNG. So the western side of the Pacific is banging away. Yeah, so the tsunamis weren't very big, and the moment tensor will tell you that, thrust fault. We just now had another earthquake right here, 4.5. This is expected with the size of earthquake, 7.4. Again, we should get at least 1 to 2 6s, 10 to 20 5s, and a slew of 4s. All right, so, and Japan is just still talking about 4.5, 10 kilometers depth. That's the latest. Yeah, Japan again has this off Sanriku as a 7.7. USGS has it they have it as a 7.4. I have it more of a 7.2, but because I'm have my own kind of visuals. Now you can see, look, this is live now. Right here in Japan, right? We do have the Kuril Islands, and we do have Kamchatka responding, and again over here in Taiwan. Also, Alaska, Adak, Alaska. So the real system was Alaska did pop off with a 7, I think, right up in this region, and then the 8.8, and then it kind of moved its way down. So it's been sliding pretty regularly. Looks like we do have another earthquake be in Japan right now. They're responding. Let me see if I can get you the other one here. A live feed. Yeah, this one at 4.9. Again, they're saying tsunami, evacuate. So, again, a little bit in the southern portion of Japan. Yeah, right on that bend. So here's the other earthquake right there. And you can see they have the seismograms here. This is all Japanese. I don't read it. I don't understand it. So I hope you might if you want to look at that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting if it's a foreshock or a main shock. Oh. Yeah, I apologize earlier. Yeah, so again, 7.4 earthquake, Japan, on this breaking news, right? So and I'll send this video up to YouTube, and it's 5:09 here in the West. It wasn't too long, maybe 50 minutes. So best analyst right there. Just checked it out for you. We'll be doing live here at 7 a.m. And that's our normal time, between 7 and 8 in the West. In the West of what? In North America, that is, okay? So, don't get none on you, and yeah, hang in there. And yeah. And what is it, Monday? Oh, there's another little earthquake coming in. Let's see what USGS has. Philippines popping with a 4.6. So it looks like 6.1 in Tonga took place yesterday. Real quick at the solar wind right now, 491 proton density is at 6.3. We did have an M1 the other day. And let me see, what day was that? Oh, well, it didn't, I guess it was last week. The strongest flare that we've had has been on the 17th. And that's at 417. So was a C4 real time. And the latest and greatest. The BZ is definitely in the south. Now, it's not radically in the south, but it is in the south. Yeah, the last M flare happened April 9th. Was an M1. We had a G2 flare, G2 on the yesterday. That's what it was. A geomagnetic storm at G2. So, hey, maybe they're related. The last X flare happened on March 30th, 1.5. All right, so definitely it looks like it's rising back up into the north. It's been steady in the south. If it's like in, plus or minus 5 or even 10, I don't really consider it too big a deal. But if it gets down in like 20s and near 30s, then I'm saying, hey, watch the south or watch the north for earthquakes. So again, we'll be monitoring this for you and around the world. Hang in there, don't get none on you, and we'll see you in about 2 hours. All right, big hugs, y'all.